Hello everyone, welcome to Numeriq Learning and welcome to the Do Math With Me series. So today we are doing some problems from the chapter Some Applications of Trigonometry. Do take your notebook and solve with me. The first question is, the angle of elevation of the top of a building from the foot of a tower is 30 degrees and the angle of elevation of the top of the tower from the foot of the building is 60 degrees. If the tower is 50 meter high, find the height of the building. So there are two things. One is the tower and the other one is building. Okay. The angle of elevation of the top of the building from the foot of a tower. Okay. So let's draw that first. So you have got, say, a tower. Okay. And you have got a building, say for example. Okay. Now, say suppose this is your tower. Okay, this happens to be your tower and this is your building. What is the height? So what is given here? Let's go step by step. The angle of elevation of the top of the building from the foot of the tower is 30 degrees. So this is the angle of elevation, right? Okay, let me draw it in the same color. Angle of elevation. So always the angle of elevation is with respect to your horizontal. So this is the angle of elevation, which is 30 degrees. Now let's go ahead. And the angle of elevation of the top of the tower from the foot of the building is 60 degrees, which means the angle of elevation of the top of the tower from the foot of the building. Okay, so from the foot of the building to the top of the tower, this angle is 60 degrees. Okay. If the tower is 50 meter high, so you are given the height of the tower is 50 meters, find the height of the building. You have to calculate the height of the building. So let's label these. You can say then A, B, C and D. Okay. Let the distance between the tower and the building, let it be X. Okay. So the first thing to do is you have to read the question and draw the diagram correctly. Okay. Just the way we did. The angle of elevation of the top of the building from the foot of the tower. So you draw two things. One is the tower and the other one is building. The angle of elevation of the top of the building from the foot of the tower is 30 degrees and the angle of elevation of the top of the tower from the foot of the building is 60 degrees. If the tower is of height 50 meter, what is the height of the building? So exactly you have understood the question and you have drawn the diagram. Now in the diagram, you have to identify two right angle triangles. Okay, so which is the first right angle triangle? I can see this right angle triangle ABC, which has got a reference angle of 60. So let me draw that separately for you. So this is one of the triangles that you see, right? So what is it here? You have got your triangle ABC. Okay, this is 60 degrees. This is your 50 meters. This is your X. Okay. Now identify which is your hypotenuse. So this is your hypotenuse. This is your reference angle theta. So the side right opposite to your reference angle theta happens to be your perpendicular and this is your base. Okay. Now hypotenuse has no role in it. Okay. You have to identify your X because X is common. Which is the other right angle triangle that you see here? See, you can see with respect to 30 degrees, right? You can see another right angle triangle. So let's draw that right angle triangle as well here. Okay. So this is another right angle triangle that you see. So let's mark it. You have got B, C, D and this is 30 degrees and this is your X. Right? And this is H, which we have to find. Now again, here also. So since this is your theta, right opposite will be your perpendicular. This will be your hypotenuse and this will be your base. Okay. Now in these two triangles, you can use any one triangle and find out X. So here, what is asked? You have to find out X. You are given perpendicular. Okay, so perpendicular is given, base is asked, base is your x. So you can relate P and B with tan of the angle. Okay, so tan 60 is equal to P is P by B. Okay, what is P? AB. By base is nothing but BC. What is tan 60? It is just root 3. Right? Root 3 is equal to AB is nothing but 50, BC is x. So cross multiply, what do you have? Root 3 x equal to 50 or x is equal to 50 by root 3 meters. X is the distance between the tower and the building. Now let us, so this is in your triangle ABC. Okay. Now in your triangle BCD. Okay. Now you already know x. Okay. You know your base. You have to calculate your h. So it's again tan here. Okay. So tan 30 is equal to perpendicular by base. What is your perpendicular? H. And what's your base? X. What is tan 30? 1 by root 3. So 1 by root 3 is equal to H by X. X is nothing, we'll just write X for now. So when you cross multiply, X is equal to root 3 into H. Now I will replace X with 50 by root 3. Okay, is equal to root 3 H. Okay, again when you cross multiply, what do you get? 3H equal to 50 or H is equal to 50 by 3. If you want, you can convert it into decimals, like you can divide them and then get it, because it's not perfectly divisible, you'll get around 16.6 meters, or you can just leave it as a fraction. So this is nothing but the height of the building. Height of the building. Okay. So this is how you should do every problem related to applications of trigonometry. Let's try another question. Okay. Yeah. A tree breaks due to storm and the broken part bends so that the top of the tree touches the ground, making an angle of 30 degrees with it. The distance between the foot of the tree and the point where the top touches the ground is 8 meters. Find the height of the tree. First, let's draw a tree. Okay, so suppose this is your tree. Okay, and the tree breaks due to a storm. Okay, this is where it breaks down. And the top of the tree touches the ground, right? Making an angle of 30 degree. So what is it given? A tree breaks due to storm. So here it breaks and the broken part of the tree bends and touches the ground, making an angle of 30 degrees. So this angle is 30. It is making 30 degree with the ground. So this is your ground. The distance between the foot of the tree. So this happens to be the foot of the tree. Okay. So let me just write, this is your tree and this is your tree. Say we can say it as AB is your tree and C is the point wherein it breaks and it falls down. So when it falls down, this A is what has come here, right? It has broken down. Now the distance between the foot of the tree to the point where the top touches the ground is 8 meters. So this distance is given as 8 meters. Find the height of the tree. So you have to calculate the height of the tree. Okay, again, it's very easy. Just identify your hypotenuse. So what is the total height of the tree? It will be, if you have to find this particular length, BC is something which you have to find, and you also have to find AC, right? BC plus AC will give you the total height of the tree. Okay, so hypotenuse, this is your perpendicular and this is your base. Right, now in triangle BAC, first of all, let's take triangle ABC. Okay, what do you see? You can calculate what is your BC. That is, you are given base. You are asked perpendicular. So P by B. So you can write tan 30 is equal to P by B. What is your P? Perpendicular. We don't know. What is your base? It is 8. What is tan 30? 1 by root 3. So 1 by root 3 is equal to, instead of P, I'll write BC. Okay. BC by 8. Okay. So cross multiply, you have BC is equal to 8 by root 3. Let us keep it as it is. Okay. Now, provided you know your BC, okay, if I have to calculate H, or if I know my base, I have to calculate my H, because H is the part of the tree which has been broken, right? Which has got broken and which is touching the ground. So let me use my base, which I already know, and let me calculate H. So B and H is related by which ratio, which trigonometric ratio? It is cos. Okay. So again, let us see. Cos 30 is equal to B base by hypotenuse. What's your base? Base is nothing but 8 divided by capital H. What is cos 30? It is root 3 by 2 is equal to 8 by H. Cross multiply. So root 3 H is equal to 16. So H is equal to 16 by root 3. And what is this H? H is this part, right? AC. This is your H. Hypotenuse, AC. Okay. So let me write in place of hypotenuse. In order for you to understand, let me replace this H with what is your, this H is your hypotenuse, which is your AC. Okay. So let me write AC so that we can understand. So AC equal to 16 by root 3. Now you know AC, you know BC. What is the total height of the tree? It is capital H. So here do not get confused. The one which I meant in order to find out the trigonometric ratio is your hypotenuse, but this H stands for the height of the tree. Okay. So what is the total height of the tree? AB, which is AC plus BC. So you can write the total height of the tree . Total height of the tree is equal to AB, which is equal to AC plus CB. What is AC? 16 by root 3 plus BC is nothing but 8 by root 3. What is 16 plus 8? It is 24 by root 3. Okay. You can multiply numerator and denominator by root 3, which will give you 24 root 3 by 3. Okay. So 3 8s are 24. So what is the answer? 8 root 3. What is the unit? Meters. This is your final answer. Okay. I hope it's clear. Let's do one more question before we wind up for today's learning. Okay. Let me see if you are able to do this. Yes. It's a similar kind of a question. Yeah. A tree broken by wind. Okay. So again, similarly, let's draw a tree. So this is your tree. And it is broken by a wind. Okay. The top of the tree, the top struck the ground at an angle of 30 degrees. The same way, it's a similar question, similar diagram. Okay. The top of the tree, it struck the ground at what angle? 30 degrees. And at a distance of 30 meters from the foot. Okay. 30 meters. Find the whole height of the tree. So you can do it the same way. Okay. So let the tree height be AB, C be the point at which it has got broken. You have to find the total height of the tree. Right? It's just the same question. Earlier, what was the, yeah. Okay, just the numerals are different. So again, let's do it the same way. You know, this is your hypotenuse, this is your perpendicular, this is your base. So let's take in triangle your ABC. And what is the other one? Yeah, it's the same A here, right? AC. So ABC, in triangle ABC, you have got your tan 30 is equal to perpendicular by base. So what is your tan 30? 1 by root 3 is equal to perpendicular is nothing but BC by base is nothing but 30. Cross multiply. So root 3 multiplied by BC equal to 30. So BC equal to 30 by root 3. Okay. Or I can also write it as 30 root 3. 30 divided by root 3. Multiply numerator and denominator by root 3. So what will I get? 30 root 3 by 3. Okay. Which is 10 root 3. Okay. This is my length of BC. Now again, I can use B by H. So cos 30 degree is equal to base by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is what I need, the broken part of the tree. What is cos 30? Root 3 by 2 is equal to, what is your base? It's 30 by AC. Cross multiply. So you have root 3 AC equal to 60. So what is your AC equal to? 60 by root 3. Multiply numerator and denominator by root 3. So what do you have? 60 root 3 by 3. 3. Okay, so this is 20 root 3. 20 root 3 is the length of AC. So what is the total length of the tree or height of the tree? AB is equal to AC plus BC. What is AC? 20 root 3. Plus what is your BC? 10 root 3. So what is the answer? 30 root 3 meters. This is the total height of the tree. I hope you understood. So the last two questions, the second and the third questions, were of very similar format. Same diagram, it's just the numbers are different. Okay. So I hope you understood and I hope this was a good learning for you. If you liked, do check out the other videos in the Do Math With Me series and do not forget to leave a comment and please do subscribe if you haven't. Happy learning. See you in another video tomorrow. Thank you.